We're here today with Neil Welsh, who is the Chief of Cybercrime and Money Laundering, Anti-Money Laundering at the UN Office on Drugs and Crime. And Neil has been very kind to speak to us today about the relationship and the interaction between cybercrime, money laundering, and the opioid crisis to better inform the UNODC opioid strategy. So speaking of law enforcement, what challenges does the Darknet, cryptocurrencies, etc., what challenges does that pose to traditional law enforcement when we're looking at, efforts that member states can put in place to respond to these emerging challenges, let's say?
Another great question. Let's imagine a traditional policing investigation will probably involve surveillance, will probably involve undercover officers, will probably involve wiretapping or intercept. Now, trying to use those technical devices like wiretapping and intercept on a heavily encrypted darknet market doesn't work. It doesn't work in the way that typically trying to tap a phone call would be, or to tap an email address.
Right.
So you can't go to a service provider and say, here's my warrant, here's my subpoena, please give me the traffic for asthma doing this stuff.
Right.
So we've been safe. But what we have seen is, despite these technological challenges, there have still been the opportunities for policing to infiltrate. So still with human intelligence strategies where undercover officers can potentially get involved in a marketplace. And as we've then seen, they've taken over these marketplaces and still managed to get good evidence, good intelligence, and have them taken down. So I think policing has got past some of the technical challenges. I don't know if that necessarily means that they're able to wiretap a darknet market, but what it does mean is that they've gathered the ability and created the ability to infiltrate and gather evidence and still have impact on that. So I think sometimes the response by law enforcers might be, oh my goodness, that's really technically challenging for us to do, and that forces police then to go back and think about, well, what is it we're dealing with in the round? Somebody selling a commodity, moving it from A to Z.
Right.
And maybe attacking the technical bit in the middle is hard, but maybe you look at the supply chain or you look at the money movement around it, and then you still get opportunities to have impact.